everyone. I thought I would give a 2-week update. So things are going really, really well. A lot has changed in just 2 weeks. I would call them life-changing things. So I've been on my detox diet for a couple of weeks. I've lost about 4 pounds, which is huge. 2 is probably water weight. I'm petite, so 2 pounds or 4 pounds is actually quite a bit for my size. I'm only 5'1", so I lost 4 pounds, 2 pounds probably about water, and maybe 2 pounds of fat. Well, maybe 1.5 of fat and like 0.5 muscle. So I actually did lose a bit of muscle as well. I've been working out, I wouldn't say super consistently, but regularly. So I'm getting in probably about 3 workouts a week. I'm really trying to build up to the plan that my naturopath had suggested, which was 2 days a week legs, 1 day upper body, another day core, and then 3 days of walking, or I guess, cardio. So I'm still working up to that. So I'm not there yet, but that's okay. This is not, it's not something that's gonna magically change in a couple weeks. As for my eating, well, I've been following the plan. I did cheat. I admitted it to her today that I had almond milk in my coffee, unsweetened almond milk every day in my coffee, and a little bit of sugar. I just can't do without my delicious coffee in the morning. So she asked me to switch to maple syrup instead, which is not a problem. I also pretty much followed the rest of the plan, ate lots and lots of vegetables, my proteins, and a little bit of carbs, potatoes, and some butternut squash a couple times, and some fat. So olive oil, avocado, a bit of coconut oil, things like that. And I'm really surprised, but my appetite, I'm just not as hungry. And if I get hungry, I'm not ravenous. So, and it doesn't happen like within 2 or 3 hours. It's like 5 hours after I've eaten. So I'm really impressed. So my appetite is stabilized. I feel satisfied by the foods I'm eating. Sure, I kind of crave a bit of sweets here and there. But I just try to push through and it goes away. It's mostly at night, and it goes away. So yeah, things are going really well. I'm sleeping really well. My moods have improved. I think my hormones are more balanced. I feel really, really good. I'm so energetic. I don't have the same fatigue. It's, in the evenings, I could actually do stuff with my time instead of just like crashing on the couch. So that's really, really wonderful. On another note, my son has sleep disorders and ADHD, and we finally started medication. And we're working on trying to get him to fall asleep on his own. And we've made really great improvements in the past couple weeks. So that has freed up more of my time. So I have more energy and I actually have more time because I don't have to sit in his room and hold his hand until he falls asleep. He's learning to fall asleep on his own, listening to like a story, a sleep story. So that has been wonderful. Plus the medication has really stabilized his mood, and he doesn't have his meltdowns all the time. He's more compliant, so if I ask him to actually go do something, he does it instead of me having to, get angry or ask, 100 times. So that has also made the past 2 weeks really, really wonderful. The next exciting news, I'm gonna call it news, the next exciting decision I've made within the last few days is I'm declaring myself sober curious. So what does that mean? It means I'm really starting to look at the role that alcohol plays in my life and deciding that I don't want it to be the way it was. So perhaps you're asking what brought this on. Well, I've been reading a lot of articles and books, and everything I read points to the dangers of alcohol, the dangers that we don't realize. So the safe limits for women are really quite low. So I think it's something like 2 drinks a week. More than 2 drinks a week increases your risk of breast cancer, other cancers, other diseases, other conditions. So really alcohol has a lot of risks. And so after reading this information and seeing it pop up constantly, it planted a seed in me. And then since I saw my naturopath and she asked me to detox from alcohol, I have. And I've seen such amazing gains in my mood, in my mental health, in my memory, in my brain clarity, and it feels really good. I don't want that fuzzy, foggy buzz. The other thing that happened was I actually met with a psychiatrist last week for my ADHD, or my potential ADHD. And in our discussions, she asked how many drinks I was having a week, and I was honest. I think probably around 7, maybe 6 some weeks, maybe 7, maybe 8. And her response was that it was a lot. And I knew that it was a lot. And she really recommended that I reduce my quantity for my mood. So for depression and anxiety, alcohol is really bad news. So really, it's bad news all around. What are the benefits? So all this led to me this weekend just getting it in my mind that I don't want alcohol to play the same role it did in my life as it has in the past. I don't know what it's going to look like. Is it going to be a drink on special occasions? Maybe no drinks at all? Maybe 1 glass a week? I don't know. But right now, I like being alcohol free. It's just out of my mind. I don't want it. I was in a social situation this past weekend, and everybody else was drinking. Or actually, no, I'm lying. Not everybody was drinking. The men were drinking. The women were actually not drinking. And I was tempted. I'll be honest, I was really, really tempted. So I thought of it. I took a little sip, and I just immediately thought, it's just not who I want to be. So yeah, it's just not who I want to be. So if it's not who I want to be, then why would I do it? Why would I have it? It just didn't make sense. So it was really easy for me to say that I was done, because it became clear that it just wasn't who I wanted to be.